March 23, 1994, an Airbus A310 aircraft belonging to the Aeroflot airline crashed with 63 passengers and 12 crew members on board. Although the pilot did not make a mistake, there was no hijacker on board, and there were no malfunctions in the aircraft, which had started flight operations only 2 years earlier. Technical inspections carried out after the plane crashed showed that there were no problems with the plane's systems. The flight was en route from Moscow to Hong Kong Kitak Airport. Among the passengers on the flight were the 16-year-old son of the reserve pilot Yuroslav Vladimirovich Kudrinsky, Eldar, and his 12-year-old daughter Yana. This was quite a normal situation. Eldar and Yana visited their father in the cockpit during the flight. In fact, this was also normal and legal at that time. But what was not normal was that Yuroslav gave the controls of the plane to his children. Yes, the controls of the huge 75-seater airplane were in the hands of 2 children. Yana, a 12-year-old girl, did not interfere much with the plane's controls, but Eldar took it a bit too far and overloaded the plane's controls. By the time the pilots realized what had happened on board, Eldar had pulled the control stick towards him. The nose of the plane had reached a steepness of close to 90 degrees, exceeding even 45 degrees, and was looking up at the sky. Naturally, the airplane had now lost much of its speed. It began to fall rapidly towards the ground. After a while, the pilots regained control of the plane. Although the pilots corrected this mistake, it was too late. The plane had descended to an altitude of 1,300 feet, about 400 meters too low to be saved. There was now nowhere to run, and the plane crashed into the mountain slopes. The impact shattered and burned the plane. But the sad part is that the data obtained from the plane showed that if the pilots had not intervened at all, the plane would have recovered from the fall on its own. In other words, if the pilots had never touched the controls from the first autopilot maneuver, the plane would have completed the recovery maneuver and continued on its course. Moreover, in-flight cockpit visits were not banned even after this accident. In-flight cockpit visits by passengers continued until the attack on September 11, 2001. Of course, these visits were at the discretion of pilots and airlines, but after September 11th, all in-flight visits were banned.